Hey, Vic, I got a couple for you, but first I wanted to see if you had any status updates on Mike Purcell and Jeremiah Tachu.
No, neither one will practice today. They'll be questionable for the game. And we'll see. Hopefully we'll make some improvement here in the next 24 to 48 hours, both of them.
Okay, and then New England is not practicing for the second day in a row. Have you heard anything from the league about possibly pushing back your game a day or two?
I have not at this point.
Okay, and then lastly, how did Drew Lock look yesterday, and does he have to be a full participant in your practice in order to play on game day?
Yes and no. I mean, he's got to be more of a participant than he was yesterday. Yesterday he did some individual drills, did some throwing on the side. We're going to try and get him to do more today, and then we'll keep value judging it from day to day.
Next one, Jeff Legwald.
Look, do you have like a contingency in place? Like if the league says this weekend you're going to play Monday or Tuesday, do you have that thought process already done?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there's not a lot of thought that has to go into it. You just adjust. We still would travel the day before and just adjust our schedule those 2-3 days leading up to the game once we find out.
Do you have an idea when they're going to tell you for sure when you would?
No.
Okay.
Next one, Eric.
Vic, with Brett and Drew in terms of first team reps, how do you balance giving Drew the ones he would need to be ready to go this Sunday versus giving Brett the best chance to be ready if he has to start?
You just have to balance it the best way you see fit. Obviously, we'll monitor Drew as we go through practice. And if he's looking better and better, we'll get him some more reps. If he's looking about the same, then we'll let Brett get more reps. But it's just you got to handle it by feel and what you're seeing out there on the practice field leading up to those team periods.
Next one, Mike Kliss.
Yeah, Coach, even though Brett didn't have many reps at all when he was starting, you didn't have a conservative game plan. You took a lot of deep shots. Is that something you as a defensive coordinator, deep shots keep you honest, make sure you mix in a few every game regardless, and it kind of helps the overall offense?
Yeah, I think you always have to take some shots every game. I just think it's good policy.
Next one, Kyle Newman.
Vic, I know you've been asked a lot about Michael Ojemudia, but what are your impressions of him at the quarter pole, and where does he have to continue to improve? And what do you like? What have you liked about his play under trial by fire too?
Yeah, I think you answered your own question there. He's just got to continue to improve. We don't want repeated mistakes. Learn. We understand that he's a rookie. We understand that he had a very limited training camp within the limited training camp with his injury. It is baptism through fire, but we want to see a guy that's confident. We want to see a guy that's executing, and we want to see a guy that's competing all the time and never gets his dauber down if he gives up a completion, and just keeps competing, okay, and grows as a player, both physically and emotionally. It's real important at the corner.
Next one, Brandon Cristal.
Vic, you said you wanted to see how Drew responded today. I guess, have you guys been able to monitor him to this point, or is it you got to get out on the field and then see how he's throwing? And with a quarterback, do you want him to let it rip more than maybe a receiver or running back that you're working back in, with a hamstring or a foot or whatever, because you want to see can his shoulder handle it?
Yeah, and I think besides just the throwing, which is the obvious evaluator to whether he's able to play or not, you also have to know whether he's capable both physically and mentally to take a hit, or go to the ground. Like that's how he got hurt initially, going to the ground, his shoulder into the ground. So the throwing's one thing, but can his shoulder take another hit, whether it be a direct hit from a player or going to the ground when he's getting hit? So that's part of the equation too.
Last two, Zach and Eric.
Hey, Coach, if the game is pushed back a day or two, does that give Drew Lock a better chance of playing? Or if he can't play on Sunday, do you not want him playing at all this week?
Yeah, I don't think 24 hours would make much of a difference in that case.
Final one, Eric Dwala.
Vic, obviously the league's going to have to make this decision, but do you have a preference in terms of when the game's played, whether it's Sunday or if it's Monday or Tuesday, just to make sure that they're clean with their cases?
Well, I think everybody wants the game to be played on time as scheduled. We certainly do, but we understand with COVID that there's going to be some improvising and adjusting that has to go on by everybody in the league at some point. And this would be our turn to be that adjuster. And if they change it, we'll adjust and be ready to go.